Woo!
Hello.
BaconBit. Oh, hi everyone.
Hi, how's it going?
It feels like we haven't done a BaconBit for a long time.
We did one just a couple weeks ago.
Yep. Did we? It feels like a long time ago.
It wasn't a long time ago.
Was it for a movie? Because there have been really no
It was
big
the launch
movies.
of the Patreon.
Oh,
That's
you're
the last BaconBit
right.
was. Yeah.
Hey, maybe if you guys were on a Patreon, you would have heard more BaconBits. I'm just saying.
No, there's Bacon Bits. The Bacon Bits will continue as normal, but we do have what we're calling Bacon Bits.
BaconBits.
Bacon Bits that we've released on Patreon too.
Yes.
But we wanted to talk about this one kind of to make everyone angry instead of just making a few people angry.
Yep, exactly.
Well, I don't know if we're going to make them angry, but maybe just they can join us in their anger.
Yeah, I mean, so what we're talking about today, if you didn't notice from the title, is, tell us, Jake.
We're going to be discussing the movie, what's the name of the association? The official name. I'm trying to think of
The
it.
Academy.
And there's like a bigger...
AMPAS. Yeah.
Okay, that's why I don't
Academy of Motion
that's
Picture Arts and Sciences.
That's what I was trying to think of what it was. Yeah, that definitely was not worth trying to remember. But anyway, so yeah, the Academy has added a most popular movie category for the Oscars. Which is crazy.
In fact, I would like to read this from Variety, who broke the news. They said, and granted, there's a little bit of bias in here. Maybe they don't really like it. But in an attempt to address slumping ratings for the annual Oscars telecast, only 26.5 million people watched last year, a 20% dip from 2017.
Yeah, it was the worst. Was it the worst it's ever been?
Yeah, the worst it's ever been. So still ahead of the other award shows like the Emmys, Grammys, and Tonys, the esteemed organization made sweeping changes to the show at its monthly Board of Governors meeting on Tuesday night. And this was now about a week and a half ago.
So it's a little bit of old news, but we really wanted to talk about it.
Yes.
Because we're all about movies.
Yeah, exactly. And,
So sweeping changes, Kent.
Sweeping changes. So what they're doing, and I think they didn't really bury the lead, but they said, hey, it's a 3-hour show. We want to have a shorter show or a tighter show.
Were they saying 3 hours was going to be the shorter show?
Yeah, that's what I remember.
They said that's going to be the shorter show.
I thought they were going to try to keep it at 3 hours.
Was the short show, yeah.
Wow, then that's not good. Because
they're
actually
double-check.
cutting a few categories when it comes to, and they didn't say which ones. They didn't say if it was like
I don't remember hearing about cuts.
Best foreign language shorts, but what they are doing is they are giving these awards away during commercial breaks. So it says, the Academy has announced that certain awards will be handed out during commercial breaks, and those moments will be edited into a tiny package to be aired later in the telecast. And so it will be it'll be the ones that maybe we don't care about as much, but still, these people who work in film and we've seen get awards for a long time, but they should be seen and acknowledged.
But explain this to me. They say we're going to give them out during commercials, but then we're going to show the clip of them winning the award anyway.
Yeah,
and
but really, really quick.
How is that going to save them time?
5 seconds instead of 5 minutes.
I guess, but it doesn't seem like it's going to do that much.
Oh, and they say, okay, you're right. It's going to stay the same amount, maybe longer, but it says what will fill the lost moments. They're committing to producing an entertaining show in 3 hours. Yes. More accessible. And I don't know if that means that they're going to do like a Disney, or a skit like the Wrinkle in Time skit they did last year, where they went and saw just the moviegoers and shot hot dogs at the audience.
Oh, yeah.
And wasted everyone's time. Or Jimmy Kimmel doing something really stupid.
Yeah, okay, go on.
Which is,
I'll give my opinions after it's all over, but
yeah.
And so this is what they said in quotes. This is the big announcement. We will create a new category for, and this is what it's called, Outstanding Achievement in Popular Film. And they said, details, eligibility requirements will be forthcoming.
So, okay. There's so many things I want to say. But first of all, I just want to say that the Academy is super pretentious in how they don't say Best Picture. It's like outstanding achievement in film,
right?
And outstanding achievement in
being popular
movie,
is basically it, right?
It's the most popular. It's a popularity contest. Say what it is.
Let's take it back a few years though, and by a few years, like sometimes the Oscars does give the most popular movie of the year the Best Picture. Titanic.
So I actually have done a lot of research on this.
Okay.
It's an unpublished article I have on my blog where I went through and kind of matched up the highest grossing movie with the Best Picture and to see how many times that matched up.
Okay.
And for a while there, it actually they kind of coincided. But in the early 80s, they split.
Yes.
And all of a sudden it became popular film versus Academy film. And then it wasn't in Titanic. That was the one time, like in many, many years, that it actually coincided again. And then they broke off from it again. And they're like, never again will we give a popular film the award.
Right.
Like they just seem so snobbish.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, I am a film geek, but yeah, a lot of people don't watch these because maybe the Best Picture winner only made $10 million as compared to $1 billion, right?
How would you like it if they gave Black Panther Best Picture? You know,
They wouldn't.
how
And
would
they wouldn't?
But they might have back in the day.
No, they wouldn't. But here's the deal: this is the Black Panther Award.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yes.
Because they don't want to.
Or would it be the Infinity War award?
No, it's Black Panther for sure.
They're basically acknowledging the fact that no, it's not an Academy Award-winning Best Picture ever. It's a fun movie, but we don't dare not give it an award. So we're going to make a category to give it to Black Panther. Like, if there's any other nominees in there, it's not going to matter because it's going to Black Panther this year.
It'd just be every Marvel movie, probably.
Probably.
And clearly that's my problem with it. And I'm going to take it a little bit deeper and go conspiracy theory on you guys.
Do it.
ABC has been
Okay.
airing the Oscars for a long time. They are airing the Oscars through 2028.
Okay.
That is their contract.
Wow, it's a long contract.
ABC, owned by Disney.
Right.
ABC is the ones who said, hey, we want more people to watch the Oscars.
I didn't even think about that. Disney owns Marvel.
Go to the internet. It is all over the place. Disney owns Marvel and Star Wars.
I didn't even think
and
about
Fox
that.
at this point.
Yeah.
No, seriously. And granted, they're not doing this so they can be like, yeah, take that, Suicide Squad. Now Marvel has an Academy Award. But really, they want
Academy Award
They want
winning
a
Suicide
claim for, and literally it will happen every single year. Next year, guys, we have okay, I'm not going to over exaggerate, 4 to 5 live action Disney adaptations.
In
Okay?
1 year?
In 1 year. We also have 3 Marvel
true?
movies. Yes. 3 Marvel movies and a Star Wars movie at the end of the year. How could Disney not win this year over year?
But here's my question. Do you think then that Disney put the pressure on the Academy?
Yes.
Or do you think the Academy just yielded to the pressure?
Well, yeah, I think.
Well, no,
okay,
well,
hold on.
okay.
Well, there's
I
logic
misspoke.
to it as well. Because you
I'm
can say
saying-
conspiracy theory, but you've already said ratings are dropping, no one's watching, no one cares.
But
we
Kent's
know
theory
why.
makes more sense because I feel like, well, we've said for a long time the Academy's kind of out of touch
Yes.
with the common man.
Yeah.
Because they'll throw an award at a movie that didn't make, like, even if they put all the nominees together, it wouldn't equal the amount the highest grossing had earned.
Right.
And so they have been kind of out of touch for a while. But that was the thing, is you had the most popular movie, like the highest grossing movie, and then you had the Academy Award winning. The Academy Awards is like the hipster category. It's like, oh, this must be a kind of a good film because they're giving it an award. Maybe I'll check it out. And sometimes they're completely off base.
Yeah, Moonlight.
Yeah.
Oh, terrible. But then sometimes they actually get it right, like Slumdog Millionaire or
Yeah.
Life is Beautiful. I remember going to see Life is Beautiful in the theaters because it won Best Picture, and I was really surprised by how much I enjoyed it. So then they put this most popular category in there. Well, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yes.
Because Kent and I both agree that while they're out of touch, also the awards have become far too political.
And that is the key,
And
honestly.
they're not fixing that. They're saying, well, the problem is that we're not doing relatable films. And it's like, no, the problem is that you've hit the same joke for the past couple years.
well, there's more than one problem. Is really the problem.
Yeah, definitely.
But it seems like they're fixing the wrong problem. They're basically plugging the leak over here where there's a gushing flow over there.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the Oscars as they stand, they almost count on the 2 coasts of America to watch. But
Yeah.
middle America will not watch these shows anymore because they're so pretentious. These people who make $20 million a year are preaching to middle America, and it doesn't work out.
No, someone once said, and I think it's very, very apt, is they said, a bunch of people in tuxedos giving each other's gold statuettes cannot be lecturing me on poverty.
Yeah.
And it's like, that does seem kind of weird when you put it in that
Yeah.
light.
So obviously ABC wants more ratings. They don't know how to fix it, and this benefits them this way, so that Avengers 9 can win an Academy Award, and
Oh, I
people
can't
wait till
wait
the
to
end of the
see that
show.
one.
Exactly,
That's going to be a good one.
and also they get so their movie wins and they get more ratings. This is a win-win for their recommendation to the Academy.
It is.
But it's a lose for, I think, the Academy. Like, this
totally
really does kill some credentials.
Well, it's marvelizing the Academy
Yes.
a bit.
Oh, it totally is.
But honestly, and I mean, they need it. Honestly, it is pretentious, like we've said. It's snubby and it's overlong. And
Here's how to fix it.
I'm kind of agreeing with Jacob, though.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
I think instead of saying popular film, honestly, I'm not saying go full Golden Globe, but they do not recognize comedy in the Academy Awards.
Oh, they don't.
All they do, and I love drama. It's one of my favorite genres. They do not recognize anything but drama. It's dramatic roles.
It totally is.
In fact, Get Out, which got a lot of buzz and success last year, was everyone's like, oh, it's a horror movie with success. Make more room for those kind of genre films instead of them being the anomalies. actually have awards for them. The fact that popular film is getting its own category instead of like stunt work or
Stunt work. That bugs me. That
Right.
Some people have been fighting to get an award because they literally
have
put
one.
their lives on the line, and they've been fighting and petitioning for the longest time to get just an award for best stunt work in a film, and then they're like, we're going to give most popular movie. Drives me nuts.
as we know, and like we're not the only ones here. Like we're the internet at this point. It's mixed to bad reception for this.
Oh, everyone's making fun of it.
And it's basically the MTV Movie Awards, right?
And I'm glad you brought that up, Kate.
Okay.
Because we already have Popular Choice Movie Awards.
People's Choice.
Well, not even
And all
that.
of them,
I was
yeah.
going with the MTV Music Awards
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and the Teen Choice Awards. So I just want to read through a couple of Teen Choice Award winners for Best Film. Let me read this here. Best Choice Movie for Drama. So I'm going to be the Academy here and just go with dramas. Here are some of the winners in that category from the Teen Choice Awards. The Greatest Showman, just one, barely.
Wait, drama, you said?
Yes.
Okay, doke.
Everything, Everything. The Fault in Our Stars. The Black Swan. You know, that got Academy love there.
Okay.
Blindside. In 2009, when Slumdog Millionaire came out, guess what won that year?
Avatar.
Twilight.
Yes.
In 2008, when The Dark Knight came out, guess what won that year? Step Up 2, The Streets.
No way. Yes.
This is disgusting. Like, I'm looking at this. Pearl Harbor won in 2001. Pearl Harbor, which everyone agrees is a terrible movie, that won Best Movie to the Teen Choice Awards.
Except for me, Kate.
Now, to their credit, in 2000, they did pick The Sixth Sense as the winner, and I would have picked that over American Beauty any day.
Yep.
Best Teen Choice Awards. Let's go, and I only bring this up because these both started around the 90s, but I wanted to bring this up because this is what happens when you give an award to the most popular. These are the movies you get. So the MTV Music Awards, their award for Movie of the Year. Let's go through a couple of these just real quick. In 2017, just last year, Beauty and the Beast, a live-action remake. Movie of the Year.
I couldn't
Wow.
agree less.
Star Wars The Force Awakens won in 2016. And then you get ones like The Avengers, and then Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1, Twilight Saga Eclipse, Twilight Saga New Moon, Twilight. Those won 2009, 2010, 2011,
This was
and 2012.
MTV, you said?
This is MTV Music Movie Award.
Now, is this a People's Choice type thing, or is this like an association of critics that are choosing these in MTV?
I believe in the MTV Music
it's
Award,
votes.
it is votes.
And tweets.
Yeah.
Votes and tweets are determining these winners.
But then you get movie, and this is why it's just so weird to me, because you get movies like all the Twilights I just talked about. Transformers won, and then you get ones
Who's
like
voting for Transformers?
But then in the early 2000s, you get Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, Lord of the Rings: Two Towers, Lord of the Rings: Fellowship of the Ring, Gladiator, and The Matrix.
Oh, wow.
So like I'm just, it's all over the place.
Here's my problem, and this is where I'm going to be film geek again, is I know not a lot of people watch the Oscar winners, but what they do is, for people that actually do care, they want to watch those documentaries that were mentioned, or they start noticing directors that are nominated that were no names before. The difference between that and popular film is they got some guy to direct a movie made by a studio in a popular film. Mm-hmm. And it made $1 billion, sure. But it's a movie. It's giving an award to a studio and a big ensemble cast, for example.
Because you give it to the producers. When you get Best Picture,
yes.
It doesn't go to like, the little people in the movie. It goes to the producers.
But I just love seeing new directors like win an award, and they have art, they have style.
But at the same time, Kent, no one really cares about the best live action short film. You know what I mean?
Agreed, and that
Like,
will be one of those that
but
gets cut, basically.
Yeah, and
yes.
but that's the thing is, like, someone brought it up. Oh, I wish I remember who said that. But they said that that award is amazing to watch because that's the person that's driving to
Yes.
the awards as a no one in a rundown car, and then afterwards everyone is clamoring to kind of
Right.
get to know them.
Yeah.
And that will be cut.
Yeah. No
That
one's
will
gonna care
basically
about
be
that.
like the technology awards they give the week early.
Well, in the Academy Awards when they first started, they weren't even televised. It was a private ceremony, a private dinner with the Academy. And
Can I be honest with you?
That's how it should still be.
I wish it was that way.
Yeah.
I wish that people got their recognition for actually working really, really hard or building something from the ground up without seeing the political speeches on TV. Because I am compelled to watch them. We do a show about it every year, obviously.
And I know people will be like, why are you so bothered by political speeches in the Oscars? And it's because I want it to be focused on the film.
Yes.
I don't really. I hear enough about current events throughout the day. When I watch the Academy Awards, like one of my favorite things is seeing clips of these films. Like I remember being like seeing the clips and being like,
Yeah.
oh wow, okay, I get a taste of what that movie's about. And they've cut most of those out now for most of the categories. You no longer get to see clips of the film. That's what I used to watch for. And now it's no longer about the film, it's about the politics behind the film, like why it was created or why we make film. And I'm like, just talk about the movies. I don't care about the politics.
Yeah, so I have this actually article from the Razzies, actually.
You hate the Razzies.
I hate the Razzies, but they made some comments, and I think they're actually pretty smart. So the Razzies say, hey, look, they wrote a letter to the Oscars, and they say, look, we often get it wrong, but we just ignore the criticism because no one really takes us seriously. And they said, their statute they give is $4.97. And it's to remind actors and directors that won/lost that they done bad. And that's in quotes. They done bad. And so I was saying the Oscars, with doing this, they're lowering themselves. They're lowering their honor. And it's not really conducive to the brand they've made for 90 years.
But it's a no-win situation, Ken, because either they lower their honor, as you said, and kind of pander to the lowest common denominator, as you've said before.
Yes.
Or they maintain their pretentiousness and they keep losing viewers because no one cares about the films they're talking about because they're not the ones people are watching.
And that's true. I don't really know the balance, honestly.
Well, it's because...
Except for...
Well, go ahead.
You know, that's why maybe I kind of enjoy watching the Golden Globes a little bit more, because even though...
You like watching actors get smashed and then go up on stage and make political speeches?
Kind of, actually.
It does sound better.
But, you know, even though they don't really know what a musical comedy is, but they actually have awards for musical comedy actors, you know, which is different than the dramatic roles.
I don't know if you remember this, Kent, but they used to have comedy awards. Like they had a separate award ceremony. It was similar to the Oscars. It was like, I remember Lily Tomlin hosted, this is, I think, early 90s, late 80s, but they had the comedy awards and they were trying to make it a thing and it didn't pan out. Like it failed. And so they stopped doing it. I actually got to look how long that was on because I'm curious.
So the trouble here is basically they need to fix something, I think. And even though there's better solutions, they've still chosen something that I still think is better than what they're currently doing, but there's still better things they could do.
I think so.
Right.
And I think the entire way they went about it is actually corrupt.
It's certainly suspicious.
Yes.
Right? I mean, yeah. I mean, ABC, that makes tons of sense. Although it is just logical. I mean, you could say that it's just...
I think it corrupts the actual title of Oscar or Academy Award nominee because, seriously, you're going to see, for example, Joel, Fantastic Beasts 4 be an Academy Award nominee.
Well, that's the other thing that's going to bug me is that these movies are now going to be able to put
that's not one of them.
Academy.
It will be.
It'll be Academy Award winning movie blank.
Yes,
like they can put that on there because people don't care what the award is. They can put that brand on there and say Academy Award winning. It's going to cheapen the brand.
Exactly.
But there are some really big, popular, very expensive, very well produced movies that don't get a lot of attention that maybe should.
I'm listening.
Well, I mean, okay, just put your biases about Marvel aside for just a heartbeat here, right? And think about, let's say, Infinity War. This thing was gigantic. It took tons of people, took tons of money. And for what they were trying to produce, they actually pulled off something really big, really cool. Now, because it's candy, right? They're never going to get serious attention for it. However, I mean, that much work, that much effort, pulling this off something that big. Yeah, they get the money, right? Like they get all that attention, like that's something. But some sort of like professional like nod makes sense to me.
It does, but at the same time, they kind of get that in the box office revenue.
Isn't $2 billion enough?
And they also usually get the technical awards like best visual effects or best sound mixing.
Well, sometimes they do, but
sometimes. But that's what I'm saying is they get that little nod. But I don't know, Kent, you're in charge. You've just been nominated president of the Academy.
Wow.
How do you fix the awards?
See, I could probably do a whole show on this and maybe take some more time.
Yeah, what would you do? Like, you don't even have to fix them. What would you do? Would you pull them off the air completely or would you do something to keep them on the air and raise viewership while still maintaining your integrity, your credit?
My first focus
Street cred. Film cred.
My first focus is host. I'm going to make sure I find
Billy Crystal. You going to bring Billy Crystal back?
Probably. I would find someone who knows what they're doing, someone that's not a late night TV show host, which are very unpopular right now, but they sway a certain way, so they can stand up in front of a crowd and tell jokes. I wouldn't get Anne Hathaway and James Franco, but I would make sure...
Such an odd pairing.
I know, so weird. But I would make sure that I got a host that could present it and not make it a uppity affair, but a classy affair. And honestly, here's what I would do. I would make the whole movie almost like a movie. At the end of every year, both Joel and I, we watch these trailer collections or these movie collections that it's like maybe a 10-minute music video, and it shows scenes from every movie that year.
I love those.
And they're phenomenal, fascinating to watch.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Oscars don't actually focus on what you see at the movies.
Right. Well, they try to.
They tell jokes.
They always try to do that thing where it's like, the movies. They do the montage, but
Yes.
it's not all inclusive and it's not fun. It's more this kind of, and they always do this. It's like, look how amazing the art of film is. Whereas most of the public's like, I want to see something cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Or maybe I would have a montage of, because there's so many superhero movies, like they get their own montage because look how far movies have come in this genre. Mm-hmm. And or maybe there's a lifetime, or there's, it's hard to say like a lifetime achievement award for someone that, I don't know.
But here's what I'm going to agree with
Like
Jacob.
a George Lucas or something, but go ahead.
It's one of James Franco.
I'm agreeing with Jacob here in the sense of, and Kent, you're not going to like this, but it's the truth. What Marvel has done, the empire they have built that has culminated in Infinity War with the whole shared Marvel universe.
Actually culminated in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
yeah. But it's kind of amazing that they were able to do this and do it well enough that it's a success. Whereas you get, the Dark Universe, for example, where they tried to launch it as like, boom, look how big the Mummy is. This is, oh no, we're done. And so Marvel has done something great, and I think they do deserve some sort of credit. But I don't know if most popular award as a separate category, as a separate film category, is the way to go.
Because we're going to see 5 mostly trivial movies, I would maybe come up with a special award that I'm announcing beforehand, saying the Marvel Cinematic Universe gets their Decade Award or something for what they have done.
Like
and
a
for how much they
franchise
have made,
award,
like
maybe?
a franchise award. And maybe the next year it's like, hey, Harry Potter's back, and it's this kind of award for whoever was involved
That would
with
make
that.
sense, honestly. Yeah.
But how long could a franchise award go on, I guess? Because
Well, here's the thing. I think in a way, like Hollywood is so ruled by sequels and big tentpole movies that there does need to be something. But the popular film thing, like I think they're going to go back to 5 dramatic films and 5 cheesy films. Because now they're doing 8 or 9 at this point, because really Dark Knight was slided in 2008. They realized their mistake. I think that's where they lost it. I do think Slumdog Millionaire is definitely a Best Picture, but The Dark Knight wasn't even nominated.
no, that was definitely a mistake.
And so that's really where people went, you guys don't get it, do you?
Now here's Jacob. Here's where I'm going to agree with Kent.
Okay.
Because I look at it and I'm like, Kent makes a good point that all we're getting is superhero movies and sequels, and the popular one. The Academy Awards is a chance to be like, here are other movies that deserve spotlighting, because I don't hear about a lot of these movies until the Academy Award comes out. And it's like, oh, okay, that one's got some buzz about it. That's pretty cool, because I already hear about all the other movies, so this is a chance to hear about the.
But
other
you're not
side.
losing that though.
No, and that's what I'm saying. That's the Academy Awards serve a purpose in that regard, where it's kind of like showing me films I wouldn't have thought about watching otherwise.
And they're making it concise. Like I want to say, like maybe there's an achievement in science fiction, maybe there's an achievement in comedy, maybe achievement in horror, and they're just saying
Like break it up into genres?
yeah, but that's another long show. They're going with popular, which I know is summarizing, and I see their point. They will get a few more people watching, but I also think the Oscars is dying, and we'll get 3 years of high ratings, and then people will be like, oh yeah, another Disney movie, Beauty and the Beast 2. And then they'll stop watching. I don't think Oscars at this rate can make it to 100.
What are they? They're at 88 right now?
They're at 90.
90.
91 will be
That's
next year.
right.
They'll make it to 100.
Yeah.
Joel, can I be in charge now?
Sure.
Yes.
Jacob,
All right.
you're in charge of Baconsale. You mean of the Academy?
Yes. So the Academy.
I thought you were
The
asking
Academy.
me like an off the air kind of question.
Okay.
So Jacob, you're in charge of the Academy. What do you do?
First of all, thank you, Joel, for giving me this honor.
You're welcome. I had to fire the last guy.
He didn't know what to do yet.
His ideas were crap.
I heard what he said. It was really going nowhere. It was just kind of running around. So no, I would take the whole live event off the air entirely. I would record it, film it, edit it, cut it down to like an hour and a half, make it really sharp, make it a highlight reel, keep it interesting, keep it funny, keep it sharp. Just show the parts that people care about, and quit the long dramatic, walks up to the pedestal and the speeches that are stupid and don't go anywhere. You cut them down to like 1 second of a
Where
person
would you
waving.
release this?
Oh, just network TV, same as usual.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it would
Or-
just be cut down to an hour.
Honestly,
and a half.
do you know what's going to get more ratings than network TV? YouTube.
Yeah, well, it should be both.
Compared to
obviously.
26.5 million, they're going to easily get 100 million.
That's another
easily.
thing that kind of bugs me about the Academy Awards is they are so uptight about anyone showing clips of the Oscars except for them. So they pull everything off. And I really do think that hurts their brand, where it's like people can make commentary on Oscars clips. But
Yes.
if they show a clip of the Oscars, you can bet they're going to tell YouTube to pull that sucker down.
I did not know they did that.
Actually, they should. I think
NFL too.
I think you have a
Super Bowl.
point. Just YouTube. That way people can do commentary. The promotion they will get from the shares of their videos. You will see a video from the Oscars for every single category. Or you can watch
Yep.
the entire show live
Yep.
or later.
That would actually not be bad.
No,
Bits and
that'd be
pieces
good.
of it.
That'd be good.
And
Or-
then that way, do a popular film category. I won't watch it. Fine. You're honestly, the brand is already cheapened for me.
But they're still giving the award.
Because a network decided what award should be given.
Well, and then you also have to ask the question, which just brings up that question. Are people watching the Oscars less because of the lack of relatability or politics, or is it because people are just walking away from TV and doing bite size?
Great point.
Yeah,
And we don't know.
that's a big part of it for sure.
How weird would it be though if the Oscars was edited down and then released as a documentary, like a live documentary, a live special on Netflix?
Oh,
Can you
yeah.
imagine if
You're
that's
right.
the way it went?
That'd be funny.
It's like, yeah, new to Netflix, the Oscars.
So, Jake, has your reign of terror ended yet?
It's absolutely nonsense that they're not allowed, that they're not doing that on YouTube. Like,
Yes.
they're shooting themselves in the foot. I did not
They put
realize.
their own stuff up, but only certain parts of their stuff.
Well, no, they should have it spread out like crazy. My reign is over. Go ahead, Ken.
Joel, you're in charge.
A Baconsale?
No.
Oh.
No, heavens no.
I'm glad you asked, guys, because I'm turning the Oscars into a game show.
Yes.
People want their award, they're going to have to go through a Wipeout-style obstacle course to get it. There's no more walking up to the podium in a beautiful dress. They got to put on pads and run across giant bouncing balls.
That's the Teen Choice
plot
Awards.
twist. Jimmy Fallon's actually in charge next year, and that's exactly what's happening.
awesome. But no, that's the thing is, I actually think breaking up into digestible pieces would be a good idea, but then releasing the whole thing so people that want to watch it can.
Yeah,
people
exactly.
But this is just me. I don't think they can focus on ratings because, truthfully, they're going to keep dropping. I think that putting it on YouTube is a good saving grace to do, but I think even just taking it off there and doing the ceremony privately, because it is a snobbish ceremony.
Yeah, it needs to be private. We just need to get highlights of it.
We know that from every time we do an Oscars episode on Baconsale and we don't get as many listens.
Yeah.
But it's a snobbish ceremony, but at the same time,
Can we have an award ceremony for Baconsale where we just give each other awards?
Who's most popular?
we'll have to look at that. We'll have to poll the audience.
Yep.
But no, I really don't have any great ideas. I think Jacob's may be the most solid, if I may say that, Jacob.
Thank you, sir.
Just stream
But,
it. Take it off TV.
But at least one part of it's going to be Wipeout course. Just one
Okay.
part.
Well,
think
I mean,
that'll be
Teen
fun.
Choice Awards, they have the slime that comes down. Remember? And they get a
See,
surfboard.
that's fun. But I just think that it's a bunch of, like I said, it's a bunch of people in very nice clothing giving each other gold statues. And that's fun to see for people that want to see it, but they can't rely on everyone still being interested. Okay, listener, the power is now yours. You have the power to change the Academy Awards into whatever you'd like. What are you going to do with that power? That is our question. Baconsale.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Jake, can I hear you?
Hello.